Why is it that some women become increasingly magnetic as they grow older, their eyes brighter, their stride more grounded, and their presence radiating an energy that makes it hard to look away, while others seem to quietly disappear from the world's gaze? True feminine magnetism is not built from makeup, youth, or delicate features. It originates from something deeper: how you feel about yourself, how you walk through life, the energy you bring into a room. A woman becomes irresistible not by trying to please others, but by returning to herself, her essence, inner awareness, and core values. This isn't a guide on how to be loved, nor a list of tips to be more attractive in someone else's eyes. This is an invitation to come home to yourself, to explore 7 habits that awaken an inner allure, profound, independent, and inimitable. Stay until the end of the video and don't miss habits 6 and 7, the keys to inner transformation. But first, let me ask you, are you ready to stop seeking attention and start becoming the one others are drawn to? Habit 1. Look into the mirror and accept every flaw. Confidence is not a loud voice, a flirtatious laugh, or a bid for attention. It is quiet dignity, a felt presence even before a woman speaks. Carl Jung described this as the mark of inner maturity, not a mask, but the result of integrating all parts of oneself: light and shadow, strength and vulnerability. It's an invisible crown. No one sees it, but everyone knows it's there. Jung once said, "What you resist persists." When you try to hide your insecurities, they only grow. But when you face them, accept them, and walk alongside them, that's when true confidence begins. A whole woman doesn't demand love, she radiates it. She doesn't need praise because she has accepted herself. She doesn't fear solitude because she has become her anchor. This strength isn't aggressive. It is as calm and deep as a still lake. When she walks into a room, the energy shifts not because of her clothes, but because she understands herself. Jung said that what we do not make conscious becomes what we project onto others. A woman who has walked the journey of self-discovery no longer needs those projections. She embraces her flaws, desires, and wounds. That's what makes her free and irresistibly magnetic. Pause for a moment and reflect on this quiet power. Who makes you want to listen more? The one shouting their worth, or the one whose silence speaks volumes? Leave a comment and let's share. Confidence is inner harmony, like a warm bass note. Picture 2 women entering a cafe. One is young and eye-catching, but constantly checks her phone, adjusts her hair, as if seeking reassurance. The other walks slowly, chin slightly raised, face relaxed, gaze steady. Who draws your attention more? The one whose energy is whole. Jung emphasized the importance of a conscious relationship with the body, the vessel of the soul. Posture isn't just about appearance. It's a dialogue with the world. Shoulders back, spine tall, eyes soft but unwavering. It's not just visual, it's a physical reflection of an inner stance. I belong here. I am worthy. Ask yourself, what if how you nourish your body could reflect that too? What if something simple from nature could support that inner message of self-worth? Confidence is not armor, nor is it cold indifference. It's a warm inner calm that says, I don't need approval to know I matter. It's a habit of honoring emotions, not suppressing or being ruled by them. To cultivate this, start with a small ritual. Each morning, look into your own eyes in the mirror without criticism, as you would a close friend. Don't slouch, even when tired, not because it looks better, but because your body deserves to stand tall. Don't rush to speak. Savor the silence. If you begin the day thinking, "I'm too old," or "I'm too fat," you're draining your energy before it begins. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Confidence begins when you stop reacting automatically and start choosing consciously. How you speak, how you walk, how you see, and how you hold silence. Let your every step carry dignity. Let even your quiet say something. Confidence isn't to be seen, it's to be felt. You don't need to believe it instantly, but keep going. Confidence doesn't arrive overnight. It grows in moments when you stop punishing yourself. Jung stressed, "We cannot become whole if we only choose to love the pretty parts of ourselves." A confident woman is someone who has sat in silence with herself, with failure, wounds, shame, and scars, and didn't look away. She has compared herself to others. She has looked in the mirror and disliked what she saw. She's tried everything to please others, skipping meals, fake smiles, half-lived days. But one day, she got tired of pretending to be someone else. And from that moment, confidence began to take root. You don't need to hide your pain to be loved. You just need to own it, without shame, without avoidance. A small act, but it says everything. True confidence shows up in the smallest moments. When you say no without an explanation. When you dare to be silent in a conversation and not feel awkward. When you wear what you love, not what others praise. When you slow down instead of trying to keep up. And if you're curious how this radiance can go beyond emotion to affect your metabolism, your energy, even your physical being, the next habit I'll share might surprise you. The habit of letting go. Habit 2. Practice letting go. One of the self-sabotaging illusions rooted in the fear of loneliness is the belief that we must maintain attention at all costs. Responding immediately, always being available, never missing a moment. Yet, this very behavior often pushes others away. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." Within this simple truth lies a profound feminine secret. Allure doesn't stem from proving one's worth, but from quietly understanding it. Many women confuse care with clinging. You think if you don't reply to messages instantly, they'll get upset. If you're not free to meet, they'll seek someone else. If you're not always pleasant, always present, you'll be replaced. So you shrink yourself. You cancel personal plans. You abandon activities that bring you joy, just to have time to respond faster, be closer, bond more. Ironically, the more you try to hold on, the more they drift away. This isn't a psychological game. When you prioritize yourself, you emit an invisible message. I have my own life. I value you, but I also value my own time. And that's what makes a woman impossible to ignore. You don't need to fight to keep what's yours. Carl Jung wrote, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." If you live in anxiety, it permeates every action, every word. Conversely, if you live with the belief that your value isn't determined by someone's attention, you begin to move appropriately. You let go. And that's where attraction arises. A woman who doesn't chase attention carries a mystery that others want to explore. She doesn't say, "Pay attention to me," but declares, "I'm here." She doesn't chase after those who leave. She lets them return on their own. Why does this approach work? Because feminine energy is something men sense intuitively. If you're always available without pause, your value fades, like a beautiful view outside the window every day. Initially overwhelming, but gradually invisible. And when it's gone, you realize you miss it. A woman who doesn't cling isn't cold. She simply refuses to dissolve into anxiety. Her presence is like a faint fragrance, like music echoing from another room. Not overpowering, but undeniably alluring. And here's a beautiful thing to remember. When that quiet energy harmonizes with the body's natural rhythm, it becomes even more potent. She respects her time, emotions, and life, and men sense that. Jung emphasized that love cannot be forced. It arises from freedom. That's why an alluring woman doesn't knock on closed doors. She opens her heart to those who knock first. To practice this habit, stop checking your phone every 10 minutes. Trust life. Don't arrange your schedule around his convenience. Let him find his place in your life. Spend time on yourself. Learn yoga, dance, write, and read inspiring books. A woman immersed in creativity and growth radiates an allure that doesn't provoke anxiety, but evokes admiration. And if you're wondering how to reclaim the energy you've given away too freely, start by turning inward. Soon, I'll share an intriguing discovery, a simple natural element that helps you reconnect not just with energy, but with physical vitality. Because the most attractive woman isn't the one who's always available, but the one with her axis, center, and life. That's not coldness, that's maturity. When you stop chasing attention and return to yourself, you don't just regain energy, you begin to create your magnetic field. And that field doesn't come from words or actions, but from how you present yourself, how you walk, and how you choose every detail about you. That's when style is no longer about looking good, but becomes the way you tell the world who you are. Habit 3. Develop your style. A genuine woman is not a product of packaging, trends, or conformity. She embodies energy encoded through details. Style is that. A symbol reflecting the unconscious, speaking for you, telling the story you've yet to voice. When choosing attire, a mature woman doesn't seek fabric. She seeks expression, imprint, archetype, and rhythm. Why do some people appear captivating in just jeans and a white shirt, while others blend into the crowd despite wearing designer dresses and meticulous makeup? Because the former lives within her image, the latter wears a mask, and that difference is palpable. Jung referred to archetypes as ancient images residing in every woman, the great mother, the muse, the warrior, the healer. When you find clothing that resonates with your inner symbols, you don't need ostentation. A scarf, a scent, a detail is enough to silence a room because her energy has gathered. She is whole. Some people enter a room, and not because of flashy attire, everyone turns to look. Why? Because every detail they wear aligns with who they are. An old earth-toned wool scarf, because she loves nature and dislikes ostentation. A flowing long dress, because a part of her is a classic feminine, always alive. Worn-out shoes, because she values memories over glitz. No explanations needed, no questions asked. But everyone senses one thing. She knows who she is, and she's truly captivating. Why are people with their style always attractive? Because they've done what most haven't dared. Live authentically, unapologetically. You might not remember their names, but you'll remember. The woman who always tucks a small flower behind her ear as if spring follows her everywhere. The silver-haired woman wearing a linen coat and carrying a canvas bag printed with an old poem. The woman who always wears moon-shaped earrings, quietly reading amidst a noisy cafe. None of them tries to impress. They're living as a silent declaration, and that's what makes them unforgettable. Fashion is the shell. Style is the truth. Fashion changes with the seasons. Style stays for a lifetime. You can wear designer clothes, meticulous makeup, but if inside you're still uncertain, still trying to be someone else, people will see the dissonance. Conversely, someone wearing old jeans and a white shirt, if she wears them with comfort, self-awareness, then every wrinkle in the fabric becomes soulful. Jung called this integration, the unification of the inner and outer. When the inner self and image no longer conflict, your energy becomes seamless and powerful. Remember, style isn't to impress, it's to express. Jung believed that personality manifests not through noise, but through symbols, gestures, and movements. Let style speak for you, not as a mask, but as a message. Rediscovering style means finding your true voice. You don't need to buy more branded clothes. You need to stop chasing others, stop following fashion trends, and start listening to yourself. Ask yourself, what colors do I like? What clothes make me feel confident, not disguised? Do I prefer outfits that allow me to move freely, lightly, or are they restrictive? Who are you? A wild, free woman like red Bazan soil, a gentle muse living with poetry and old music, a leader, calm, reserved, but with invisible allure. Let style become the natural extension of the archetypes living within you. And here are some suggestions to start living true to your style. First, begin by cleaning your wardrobe as you would your mind. If there's an item you keep just because others complimented it, let it go. Only keep what makes you feel like yourself. Then, choose a personal symbol, a type of fabric, a detail, an accessory. Let it be your distinctive punctuation, your unspoken signature. And equally important, use scent to tell part of your story. Jung once said, "Symbols are the natural language of the unconscious." Scent is one of the most powerful symbols. Choose one that makes you feel enchanted and soulful, not necessarily expensive, just fitting for you. Finally, always listen to your body's reactions. If an outfit makes you hunch, shrink, or walk faster, that's not your style. If an outfit makes you walk slower, lift your head, breathe deeper, you've found something truly yours. When you wear something that truly belongs to you, you've taken half a step into the journey of nurturing femininity. Because style isn't just an image, it's a doorway back to the softness, intuition, and depth that the modern world has made many women forget. The original feminine energy. Habit 4. Nurturing the feminine. We live in a world that praises sharpness, speed, logic, and efficiency so much that many women forget they were born with a miraculous gift, feminine energy. Jung wrote that within each person exists both anima, the feminine, and animus, the masculine. When a woman loses touch with her feminine side, she begins to wither. She becomes capable, independent, well-controlled, but hollow. She knows how to get things done, but no longer feels alive in her own body. Only when she stops playing the man and returns to her authentic essence does she become truly irresistible. If you've ever gone through experiences or relationships that made you lose or rediscover your primal femininity, Share it in the comments below. Your story might be a light for someone searching for their way back. Feminine energy isn't weakness or passivity. It's the ability to influence, not through pressure, but through presence. It's inner knowing. I don't need to fight for what's mine. What is meant for me will come. A woman awakened to her anima doesn't need to control everything, dominate conversations, or prove herself. She listens. She doesn't argue to win. Her silence protects peace. Her power isn't performance or tactics, but the deep wisdom that softness can bend steel. When feminine energy flows freely, not only do others feel it, but your body responds too. Jung believed one reason men fear true femininity is its mysterious depth and power. To awaken this energy, stop controlling, learn to trust. Stop filling every silence. Let stillness speak for you. Practice softness, walk alone, dance freely, bathe in warm water with lavender oil, read by candlelight. Each day, connect to your body, breathe deeply, move without purpose, and create sacred space. A candlelit corner, an afternoon without notifications. If there's a man by your side, don't hold all the control. Let him lead. Ask, "What do you think?" and then wait. This isn't weakness, it's an invitation. I won't chase, I'll give you space to show up. Feminine energy is like a river, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce, but never broken. It moves and reshapes not by force, but by flow. Jung wrote that the path to wholeness is the journey back to oneself. Femininity is a regenerative force, not a personality trait. It helps you access your deepest empathy. It helps you see beauty in your simplicity. It helps you be present rather than reactive. You don't need to find your femininity. You just need to clear away what has covered it in dust. Femininity is a deep land. The further you go, the quieter and more radiant it becomes. It doesn't flaunt. It doesn't shout. You just need to remain in your soft, true essence. And from that, the energy you emit will shift everything around you. That's when your femininity needs a catalyst to express itself outwardly through the art of subtle, soulful communication. Not speaking to be heard, but speaking to touch another's spirit. Habit 5. Communicate subtly, soulfully. Carl Jung once said that how you speak matters more than what you say. A woman's magic with words doesn't lie in clever phrases, but in rhythm, pauses, and inner fullness. A conversation with her feels like jazz. Not every note matters, but the space between them. She knows when to be silent, when to smile without explaining, when to answer with a look, or leave a sentence hauntingly unfinished. The man beside her doesn't feel analyzed. He feels heard, and that's rare. That makes him want to stay. Jung wrote that a true encounter happens when one unconscious meets another. So it's not about what you say, it's about how you make others feel safe to open. A woman who masters this art listens without interrupting, gazes softly without pressure, and doesn't bare her entire soul at once. If asked, "What's your passion?" she won't list achievements, she'll smile. "That's a long story. I'll tell you another time." And just like that, she sparks more curiosity than 1,000 words ever could. A woman's voice is an instrument, not just an organ, but a medium of energy. Don't speak loudly to be heard. Don't justify to be understood. When a woman speaks from her depths, her words linger in the mind like an echo you want to hear again. Some women don't speak much, yet every word they say feels like a gentle knock on the door of your soul. No noise, no drama, no spotlight. But unforgettable. That power isn't in the words, it's in the quality of her presence. That is the art of soulful communication, the language Jung once described as the bridge between two subconscious minds. Carl Jung said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. If a conversation doesn't reach something deep, if it leaves no real vibration, then it's just noise. But when a woman of depth speaks, even her silence has meaning." Many believe that to be attractive, you must be smart, witty, quick-tongued, even sharp. But that only impresses. It doesn't connect. The truly magnetic woman doesn't speak to impress. She speaks to open space for others to be themselves. She doesn't steal the spotlight. She doesn't cut in. She doesn't tell stories to be admired. She tells them because they matter. That's the strength of soulful communication. It's not a technique, it's a way of being. Remember, saying more doesn't mean connecting more. Sometimes the most powerful understanding is expressed through timely silence. You don't need to grab attention. Your calm, sincerity, and effortless poise are what people can't turn away from. Here's how you can practice soulful communication every day. Before you speak, pause. Let your words come with intention, not reaction, and let them come from honesty, not the urge to please. When someone shares their story, listen for their feelings, not just the facts. Learn to ask questions that stir emotion. Instead of, "How's work?" ask, "What's something that made you smile recently?" And most importantly, respect silence. Don't fill every gap with chatter. Let quietness exist, because it too is a form of connection. When a woman learns to communicate from the stillness and truth within her, something natural happens. She stands firm on her ground, not waiting to be saved, not begging to be chosen, but choosing her own life. And that is the habit that builds the foundation of true independence. Habit 6. Prioritize independence. Carl Jung once said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." An independent woman does not seek approval. She doesn't need someone else to feel whole. She lives her freedom, and that's what makes it magnetic. Jung believed the path to the self requires stepping away from collective roles. The independent woman no longer plays the part of the agreeable girl, the ever-available friend, or the perfect wife. She returns to herself, imperfect perhaps, but stripped of anything that is not her essence. A truly captivating woman isn't someone who always needs help. She doesn't wait for a savior, nor does she live just to be loved. She is someone who knows who she is, what she's doing, and why she exists. In a world that still whispers to women, be agreeable, be understanding, and wait for a man to choose you, independence is a radical act. An independent woman doesn't reject everything. She simply has the power to stand alone, to choose, and not to lose herself in any relationship. Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart." When a woman dares to look within and stops living to please or fit into others' expectations, her gaze steadies, her steps gain gravity, and her presence commands quiet respect. She doesn't need to shout to be seen. She becomes the gravitational center of her own life. Picture a woman in her 50s, living alone in a modest apartment. She owns little, has no partner besides her. Each morning, she brews a pot of tea, opens the window to the sunlight, and spends an hour writing in a journal filled with thoughts, plans, and feelings. She doesn't need anyone to fill her day. She's living her life like a piece of art crafted by her own hands. And that's what makes her radiant. Independence is not isolation. It doesn't mean doing everything alone or refusing love. It means not relying on others' approval to define your worth. It means saying no without guilt, staying or leaving without fear of losing someone, because you know, I have myself, and I am enough. Many women lose their independence slowly. It begins with small sacrifices, giving up a hobby, stopping their journal to care for others, quitting yoga because their partner might feel left out, and postponing studies for the sake of children. One day they look back and realize nothing in their life belongs solely to them anymore. No dreams, no passions, not even a voice. That's not love. That's trading the self for the illusion of security. Independence doesn't need to be loud. It's in how you manage your finances. How do you set aside time for what feeds your soul? How you say, I'll think about it, instead of rushing to agree. Independence is living your life fully without waiting for permission. Jung believed that the journey to the self cannot happen while a woman still lives in the shadow of submission. To become your true self, you must shed old roles, break free from imposed molds, and accept both your light and your darkness. Independence is the ground you stand on for that journey. Imagine a familiar scenario. You're invited out, but you're tired and just want to stay home and read. A part of you wants to agree, to keep the peace. But the independent woman says, thanks for the invite, but tonight I need some time for myself. She feels no guilt. She's not afraid of being misunderstood because she knows her boundaries deserve respect, first and foremost, from herself. Independence is also when love is not your salvation. You don't look for a partner as your missing piece. You can love deeply, but you're also willing to walk away if love costs you your self-worth or your dreams. When you are independent, love is no longer a rescue, it is a free choice. Independence doesn't make you hard to approach. It makes you trustworthy because you don't demand, depend, or control. Those who come close do so freely because of resonance, not need. And the most beautiful part? When you live in deep independence, you never feel lonely in your presence. But to sustain that independence, a woman cannot rely on logic or discipline alone. She needs a quieter strength, mastery of her inner world. True independence is inseparable from emotional intelligence, where anger, hurt, and longing no longer control you, but are seen, named, and transformed into your most refined strength. Habit 7. Journaling and cultivating emotional intelligence. There is something more powerful than beauty, more lasting than words. It's the calm that surrounds a woman, the ability to be the anchor, not the storm. An emotionally mature woman isn't one who's never been hurt, but one who has turned pain into power. This is the clearest sign of emotional intelligence, one of the most visible markers of the integrated ego, what Carl Jung described as a self-understood and whole identity. Emotional intelligence is when you fully feel every wave of anger, every pang of disappointment, every quiet ache. But you don't act them out. You don't use them to manipulate. You don't explode without cause or shift blame. You don't let your feelings rule you. You hold them. A woman with deep emotional intelligence doesn't react immediately when provoked. She doesn't rush to defend her ego. She knows the right silence is stronger than the sharpest comeback. Carl Jung said, "Emotion is the chief source of all becoming conscious." Unacknowledged feelings become shadows, and if we don't bring them to light, they quietly shape our lives, from how we love to how we rage to how we withdraw. The emotionally intelligent woman doesn't avoid her shadow, nor does she drown in it. She names it and walks through it wiser. The world is full of people who react. Few truly show up. Conversations are rich with clever words but poor in empathy. In that world, a woman who pauses before she responds, who asks herself, "What am I feeling? Why?" becomes an anchor in stormy seas. Emotional maturity begins with a silent decision. I won't live on autopilot anymore. You'll know her by her measured silence instead of impulsive replies, by how she listens to understand, not to retort. She guards her energy, refusing to give it away to those who won't value it. Practice this. Breathe deeply before you react. Listen to yourself before saying yes. Sit with your thoughts before sharing them. Your power isn't in your reaction, it's in your conscious choice. That's what makes you magnetic. You become the woman in whose presence the world finds its rhythm. She is not a storm, she is the sea, still, deep, unshakably alluring. Attraction isn't a performance or a mask worn on a date. It's the natural glow of profound inner work. Jung believed the greatest task of a human being is to become themselves. And that is what makes a woman truly desirable. Nothing is more compelling than a woman who understands her emotions without being ruled by them. A woman who can cry for what hurts her, yet knows it will pass, without carving it into her skin or throwing it into someone else's heart. A woman who can admit her faults without shrinking, who can forgive without inviting harm again, who can walk away not out of bitterness, but from clarity born of pain. Emotional intelligence isn't born from books. It's born from the moments you choose not to speak words that wound, just to soothe your pride. It's born from the evenings you sit by yourself after a chaotic day and ask, what truly matters right now? And every time you do that, you grow. Quietly, without fanfare, but undeniably. Ultimately, true allure is not built on perfection. It is built on imperfection, at times fragile, at times contradictory, but always authentic. A woman is captivating not because she has never been hurt, but because she has walked through pain without losing her kindness. Not because she no longer feels fear, but because she knows how to move forward even while trembling. Attraction doesn't come from having all the answers, but from the courage to sit with unanswered questions. In an age obsessed with performance, where making an impression feels like an obligation, the woman who chooses quiet strength becomes rare and deeply valuable. She doesn't need to rush to prove her worth on social media, chase every trend, or hide her age, her wrinkles, or her shadows. Because she knows that every part of her, even the parts once rejected, is part of her wholeness. Jung said that wholeness does not come from eliminating the opposites within us, but from integrating them. So if you're asking yourself, how can I be more attractive? Maybe the answer isn't to do more, to change more, but to release more. Let go of the tension to be validated. Let go of the makeup you wear to be loved. Let go of the doubt so you can begin to trust yourself. Start with the smallest things, a journal page no one will read, a quiet no without apology, An evening for yourself without explanation. Let your life be not just a series of reactions, but a series of conscious choices. Let your presence be the answer, even when no words are spoken. Because in the end, the most magnetic woman isn't the one chosen by many. She is the one who doesn't need to be chosen to know her worth. If these words have helped you on your journey of self-discovery and transformation, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that each video becomes a gentle reminder. You don't need to go far to find the answers. Everything begins with understanding yourself. Have you ever met someone, and when you heard their real age, you were stunned and couldn't believe it? Some faces seem to defy time. Some eyes still shine brightly even after half a lifetime has passed. Where does their secret lie? Not necessarily in expensive jars of cream, nor merely in gyms or strict diets. There is something deeper, something Carl Jung once emphasized. Our outward appearance is not just about the body, but a mirror reflecting the inner spirit. It is what you nurture in your soul that determines whether your face glows or looks weary, whether your eyes sparkle or appear clouded. And youth, it turns out, is not just a number, but an energy radiating from within you. In today's video, we will explore 7 hidden reasons why you may look younger than your actual age, not because of surface-level beauty tricks, but because of the way you live, feel, and connect with your own being. These are principles Jung left behind that can change how you perceive aging, so you'll understand. Staying young is not about fighting time, but about learning to live true to yourself. Are you ready to walk with me and uncover these 7 secrets? Number 1. A curious spirit and an ever-fresh soul. There are souls like ever-flowing streams, always fresh, always clear. Each encounter with the world gives them something new to marvel at, to learn. That constant movement keeps them young, as if time cannot touch them. And that is the power of curiosity, the first secret that makes you look younger than your real age. Think of a child discovering the world. A falling leaf makes them squeal with delight. A streak of light on the wall is enough for them to sit for hours, weaving wild stories. Children have never known the feeling of, "I've seen this before." To them, everything is new, everything alive. But as we grow up, we lose that. We step into the grind of work, duties, responsibilities, and we start to see the world with tired eyes. It's all the same. The spirit stiffens, the eyes lose their sparkle, and the body begins to bear the marks of fatigue. It is this inner boredom that makes us age quickly. Yet, there are those who refuse to let curiosity die. They keep alive the little flame of learning and discovery. They try a new language, read a book outside their usual interests, step out of habits to experience something unknown. They don't accept boredom as the natural rule of aging. And so, their souls stay fresh, brimming with energy. Jung once wrote, "Without this playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever yet come to birth." When we let curiosity lead, life becomes a game, and play is the very essence of youth. I once knew a woman in her 60s who always surprised people with her radiant presence. She learned Italian not to teach, nor for work, but simply because she loved the sweet melody of the language. Every day she listened to Italian songs, repeating the lyrics, sometimes laughing loudly at her mistakes. Her eyes lit up whenever she shared a new word she had learned. People often told her, "You look barely over 40. The miracle was she never tried to hide her age, but the vibrant energy radiating from within made the years fade into the background. She was youthful, not because she resisted time, but because she lived as though time were her companion. Your appearance is not only what others see on your face, but also what they sense in your aura. A curious soul radiates a youthful field of energy, as if whispering to the world, "I am still alive. I am still growing." People may not know your exact age, but they will feel the youthfulness in your smile, in your steps, in the way you look at life. Jung believed that in the collective unconscious, there are archetypes. One of the most powerful is the eternal child, the part within us that always longs to experience and to play. When that archetype awakens, it colors your entire life. So every smile, every word carries a childlike freshness that never fades. You may ask yourself, when was the last time you did something new, purely for joy, not for practicality? Maybe it was learning a dance, trying to paint, cooking a dish you've never known, or simply reading a book outside your usual taste. That act may be small, but the attitude is key. Each time you step out of the familiar to explore something new, you send a message to your soul. I am still young, and the soul responds, soothing tension, softening wrinkles, sparking light in your eyes. So, if someone has ever told you that you look younger than your age, the secret may lie in the way your eyes still brighten at something new, in the way your heart still stirs at an unexpected experience. As long as curiosity is alive, you hold one of the deepest reasons to stay youthful. Your soul refuses to grow old. And this is only the first reason. For there is another secret, even more profound. What happens when you no longer have to deny your cracks, your shadows? When you dare to embrace your darkness, youth reflects back in a strange way. Let us move on to the second part to uncover this paradox. Number 2. Harmony with the shadow, free from the weight of denial. There is a paradox few recognize. Many people look older than their actual age, not because of time itself, but because of the heavy burden of what they hide within. Think about it. Someone who constantly forces themselves to appear strong, to conceal their fears, to pretend to be happy while their heart is filled with pain. Can their face ever appear light? Every mask, every denial, is like an invisible stone hanging from their shoulders. Even when they smile, their eyes remain weighed down. Even when they put on meticulous makeup, fatigue leaks through. By contrast, those who dare to live authentically, who face their own darkness, often surprise us. They appear peaceful, light, and therefore much younger. Carl Jung once said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Darkness does not vanish when we deny it. It only finds other outlets to seep through. Someone who suppresses anger will inevitably let it leak out in their eyes or words. Someone who denies their vulnerability will constantly live in tension, afraid of being found out. All of this wears down energy, aging the body rapidly. I remember an old friend who always wanted to be the perfect woman, always smiling, always agreeable, always ready to help. But whenever we were alone, she would sigh as though removing a heavy suit of armor. Beneath that constant smile was a fear of criticism, of abandonment. She admitted that when she looked in the mirror at night, she sometimes saw herself as much older than her years. Not because of time, but because every day she was living too many roles. Only when she slowly learned to admit she had the right to be tired, the right to be angry, the right to refuse, did her face soften. Once the burden of pretending was lifted, youth naturally returned. We often believe that hiding our weaknesses makes us more beautiful. In truth, denial is what withers us fastest. The body is like a mirror reflecting the soul. If you are tense inside from hiding, your body reacts with fatigue, dull skin, and a forced smile. Conversely, when you fully accept yourself, no longer straining to prove anything, your energy lightens, and your outward appearance brightens and grows youthful in turn. Western literature offers an image, the portrait of Dorian Gray. Outwardly, the young man remained forever youthful, while the portrait in his room grew old, twisted, bearing the weight of hidden desires and sins. In everyday life, however, we often experience the opposite. Our real faces become the portrait, revealing our shadow. Every pretense, every unacknowledged fear leaves marks on our features. Only when we harmonize with our shadow, no longer burdened by denial, can the portrait of real life remain youthful again. This does not mean exposing everything for the world to see. Harmonizing with the shadow is simply being honest with yourself. When you are sad, allow yourself to admit sadness. When you are angry, look into the anger without judgment. When you are vulnerable, know that it too is part of being human. In doing so, you remove the pressure of having to be perfect. And that relief is a secret to youth that no cosmetic can give. You may wonder, how can something seemingly invisible like accepting the shadow change our appearance? The answer lies in the mind-body connection. Prolonged tension throws hormones out of balance, dulls the skin, disrupts sleep. But when you are at peace, energy is restored, and the body naturally produces chemicals that keep you healthier, younger. Most importantly, the eyes, the mirror of the soul, become clear again. Jung believed that the human journey is the journey toward wholeness. Wholeness is not perfection, but the coexistence of both light and dark, of both strength and weakness. The whole person is the one who no longer has to pretend. And when you don't need to pretend, you will be naturally youthful, because every cell in you breathes freedom. So if someone asks why you look younger than your age, perhaps the answer is because you have learned not to hide. You allow yourself to be who you are, bright enough, dark enough, full enough, and that harmony makes time a friend rather than an enemy. Few have the courage to face the mirror of their own shadow. If you have listened this far, perhaps you are one of the rare few. Click like on this video as a declaration. I will no longer run. Number 3. The ability to live in the present instead of being haunted by the past or future. Some people, though not very old, carry deep lines of worry across their faces. They live with eyes constantly turned backward, mourning what was lost, or fixed far ahead, fearing what has not yet happened. For them, time feels like an invisible prison, and that heaviness etches itself into their bodies, aging them faster than their true years. By contrast, there are people who have endured many upheavals, yet their faces remain serene, their eyes bright. The difference lies in their ability to live in the present. They do not cling to the past, nor let fear of the future exhaust them. Instead, they choose to savor this moment, each breath, each sip of tea, each morning sunrise. And strangely enough, what seems so simple becomes their secret to long-lasting youth. Carl Jung once noted that when humans dare to face themselves, they free themselves from the bondage of time. For the past and future are, after all, just images in the mind. The past has gone, the future has not arrived. Only the present truly exists. Yet paradoxically, most of us spend nearly our whole lives living in what no longer is, or what is not yet. I recall sitting with a middle-aged friend. Throughout our conversation, he kept talking about the glorious days 15 years ago. He recounted every small detail: achievements, praise, missed opportunities. His face lit up with pride, yet sagged with regret. But one thing was clear. His eyes looked tired, his body tense, as though he were forcing himself to relive what was gone. He was only in his early 40s, yet his face bore the heaviness of someone past 50. His inability to break free from the past had closed the door on his youth. In contrast, I once met a woman in her 60s who looked remarkably young. Every morning she spent half an hour on the porch, savoring tea, listening to birds, watching the sun rise. When asked about her past, she smiled gently. It has passed. It is now only memory. When asked about her future, she replied, "It will come, but not today." She chose to live in today, and it was that presence that gave her a serene face, bright eyes, and an energy more youthful than many younger people. Living in the present does not mean denying the past or ignoring the future. It means recognizing the past as memory, learning from it, but not bound by it. It means preparing for the future, but not letting worry rob us of sleep. When the mind is not pulled toward the two poles of time, it becomes free. And that freedom is the elixir of youth. Imagine someone holding two ropes, one dragging backward, one pulling forward. Even if they stand still, their body is tense, stretched by the tug of war. That is the state of those obsessed with the past or anxious about the future. But when both ropes are released, the body relaxes, breathing deepens, the smile softens. And in that release, youthfulness naturally returns. In reality, modern research also shows chronic stress, especially from worry about past or future, accelerates aging, from cells to skin. But when people learn mindfulness, to be present in each moment, the brain produces chemicals that help the body relax, sleep better, skin glow brighter. This was Jung's intuition long ago. When we are present, we are reborn each day. Jung once emphasized, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." Living in the present is a way of looking inside, where we connect with ourselves, where time has no power to oppress. And from that, peace radiates outward, softening the face, brightening the eyes, preserving youth. So if you ever feel old, ask yourself, am I carrying too much past, or worrying too much about the future? If the answer is yes, allow yourself to breathe, to return to this moment. For simply living fully in this moment already makes you younger than your age. If presence gives you new energy, there is yet another secret, a secret born of the emotions you pour into the world. Not only how you live with yourself, but how you let your emotions flow, radiate, and affect others. Number 4, positive emotional energy, a reflective mirror. There is something everyone has experienced but seldom names. When you meet certain people, simply sitting quietly beside them makes you feel at ease, as if they carry an invisible light. Conversely, there are others who need not speak a word, yet their tension and irritation make the air heavy. Emotions are not confined to heart or mind. They appear on the face, in the eyes, in every cell, and they determine whether you look younger or older than your age. Carl Jung once warned that repressed emotions will find ways to sabotage the body. Anger swallowed inside can turn into chronic headaches. Hidden fear can make the heart race abnormally. Long-held resentment, like an unhealed wound, gradually carves itself onto the face, turning bright eyes dim, aging us quickly. Conversely, those who learn to release emotions healthily, to forgive, to laugh, to rejoice in small things, retain a natural, youthful aura. I once knew a woman in her 50s, a viewer of this channel, who had gone through a broken marriage. The pain should have aged her quickly, yet each time we met, she looked younger. Her secret wasn't cosmetics or diet. After the upheaval, she spent years learning to let go of resentment. At first it was hard. Whenever she recalled the past, anger rose in her heart. But gradually, she chose to write journals, to practice yoga and meditation to calm herself, and most importantly, to forgive not only her ex-husband, but herself. She said that once she no longer carried anger, her face changed naturally. Looking back at old photos, she saw herself then as aged, while now she looked lighter, fresher. Indeed, her eyes were bright and kind, her smile gentle. She looked younger than 10 years ago. Her story reminded me of Jung's words. There can be no transforming of darkness into light and of apathy into movement without emotion. Emotion, when released, can transform both spirit and appearance. In popular culture, Audrey Hepburn is a clear example. She is remembered not only for her beauty, but also for the unique light radiating from within. Hepburn lived through the hardships of war, loss, and poverty. But instead of letting pain turn her bitter, she chose to radiate love. After fame, she devoted many years as UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, helping poor children around the world. Even in her 60s, her face glowed, her eyes shone, her smile was gentle. Many who met her late in life were amazed. She never tried to look younger, yet her positive emotional energy, compassion, and gentleness made her seem timeless. This shows that youth lies not only in smooth skin or slim shape, but in the emotions you cultivate each day. Those who dwell in resentment, comparison, jealousy will see their faces turn into harsh mirrors. But those who know forgiveness, love, joy in a blooming flower or a child's smile, keep their faces soft, their eyes bright, their aura fresh. Picture a garden. If each day you pour poison into it, resentment, envy, bitterness, it will wither, soil dry, flowers refuse to bloom. But if you nurture it with gratitude, kindness, small joys, the garden flourishes. Flowers bloom year-round. The human body is that garden, and emotions are what you water it with daily. A garden of positive emotions makes you youthful, radiant, blooming from within. Modern science confirms this. People who regularly cultivate emotions like gratitude, kindness, small joys have lower stress hormones, stronger immunity, and look younger than their age. Emotions are not invisible. They are a form of nutrition for mind and body. When the body is healthy, the spirit light, youth naturally stays longer. So if you've ever wondered why someone looks younger than their age, look at the emotions they cultivate. It is not just a secret for maintaining form, but for preserving soul. Those who forgive sleep better, those who laugh have fewer wrinkles, and those who spread love are surrounded by a youthful glow. And you? Have you experienced the transformative power of positive emotion? Share your story or perspective in the comments. Perhaps your experience will inspire someone today. Number 5. Deep connection with the inner self. Harmonizing anima animus. If positive emotions are the mirror that reflects youth outward, there is another secret hidden deeper, the secret of inner balance. It is the harmony between opposing energies within you that creates a lasting radiance, a light that time finds hard to erase. Carl Jung pointed out that within every person exist two archetypes, anima, the feminine within men, and animus, the masculine within women. They are not biological genders, but soul energies. Anima is tied to intuition, gentleness, and receptivity. Animus is tied to logic, decisiveness, and action. When one is denied or dominates, people fall into extremes, inner tension rises, and that tension imprints itself on the face, making us look older. But when anima and animus are harmonized, a rare balance arises, creating bright presence and unique charisma. I remember once speaking with a female entrepreneur in her 40s. At an age when many already showed clear fatigue, she radiated unforgettable vitality. In business, she drew upon animus, logic, decisiveness, leadership. But in personal life, she allowed anima, gentleness, receptivity, deep listening. If I lived only by logic, I'd be rigid. If I lived only by emotion, I'd be fragile. I stay young because I can move between both energies, she shared. Indeed, her eyes were both strong and soft, her smile both confident and kind. Her youthfulness came not just from appearance, but from rare inner balance. Her image reminded me of Jung's words, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." When anima and animus unite, people become more whole, and that wholeness radiates outward as life force. Inner balance also protects against chronic stress. A woman living only by animus, always aggressive, competitive, controlling, burns out, becomes anxious, her face soon lined with fatigue. Conversely, if she lives only by anima, too sensitive, dependent, indecisive, she easily falls into fear and fragility, leaving her aura dull. Both extremes erode youth. Only when these two energies dance together can we find peace and lasting vitality. Imagine a duet dance. If one partner leads too forcefully, the dance becomes awkward. If the other is too passive, rhythm is lost. But when both move in harmony, beauty and vitality flow. The human soul is the same. When anima and animus cooperate, the face brightens, the smile flows naturally, the eyes shine with trust. That is why people who balance these energies often hear, "You look so much younger." Modern psychology agrees. Those flexible between masculine and feminine traits show less stress, stronger mental health, and deeper life satisfaction. This flexibility shields them from societal pressures, preserving youth. Importantly, this balance does not come from pretending to play roles, but from truly connecting with the inner self. A woman who unites gentleness with decisiveness does not need to strain to prove herself. Her aura flows naturally, soft yet strong, peaceful yet confident. That beauty does not fade with time, for it does not come from makeup, but from inner integration. So if you are seeking a secret to youth, try listening within. Do you allow yourself to be tender when needed, yet strong when facing challenges? Do you listen to emotions, yet act when required? That harmony is the key to a bright aura and youthful face. True youth is not a battle against time, but a process of returning to wholeness. When you connect deeply with your inner self, letting anima and animus coexist in harmony, you look younger not only to others, but in your own sense of being. Number 6. Creative joy, awakening the archetype of the eternal child, puer aeternus. After speaking of anima-animus balance, where people become whole and radiate lasting vitality, a natural question arises. What keeps that wholeness from turning rigid, solemn, or heavy? The answer lies in creative joy, in the endless current of the eternal child Jung called puer aeternus. This part keeps the soul fresh, keeps the eyes sparkling like a child's, and keeps us youthful regardless of age. In Jungian psychology, puer aeternus, the eternal child, is not a literal child. It is an archetype, a sacred part of the human soul. It awakens whenever we hum a favorite tune, doodle a line, try something new, or simply laugh at a small joke. When the puer stirs, we slip free of the bonds of age, brush off the dust of responsibility, and return to primal freshness. Creative joy doesn't need grand acts. Sometimes it's trying a new recipe, planting a small pot of flowers, writing a few heartfelt lines in a journal. Each time you do something purely for joy, not for goals or achievements, you touch the pure within. And that part is like a flame, keeping your soul warm and lively. Jung emphasized, the creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct acting from inner necessity. Creation does not come from cold calculation, but from the instinct to play. When we allow ourselves to play, we allow ourselves to relive youth, no matter our outer age. In a Jungian therapy session, I once met a woman in her 60s, hair white, who said she still painted every morning. Not to sell, not to display, but simply to feed her joy. Holding a brush, she forgot her age. She felt like a child playing with colors. Indeed, her eyes shone, her smile was innocent, and I forgot she had lived over 60 years. Within her, puer aeternus was alive, and it made her far younger than her years. Look around. Some enter middle age but drown daily in work, duties, comparison. Their faces wear worry lines, their eyes are tired, their aura dim. Others at the same age keep singing, reading, gardening, or learning. They don't escape responsibility, but they reserve space for play. That play is the soil of youth. Greek mythology gives a symbol, Dionysus, the god of wine, festivals, joy. More than indulgence, he embodies rebirth, the eternal youth of spirit. Those who keep a little Dionysus, a spark of joy, a touch of surrender, stay younger than their age. So if you feel stiff, weary, aging too fast, ask, have I forgotten the child within? Do I still know how to play, to dream, to create? Begin small, taste a new flavor, write a note just for yourself, sing a beloved song. No praise needed, no approval. The greatest validation comes from your own soul, which glows when allowed to play. Youth, in truth, is not years lived, but whether the soul still knows how to dream and create. By keeping a creative space, you keep youth. And that youth shines through, your face lights, your eyes glisten, your aura brims with vitality. If you seek the secret of youth, remember, it is not only in gyms or costly creams, it is also in pens, blank pages, melodies, new plants, anything that sparks delight. Allow yourself to play, to create. Then you'll see youth never left, it was waiting for you to call it back. But for the child to live freely, it needs space to breathe. Many of us lose that freedom by clinging lifelong to social roles. This is where Jung spoke of persona, the mask we wear to be accepted, to fit, to play the part. Yet the tighter we cling, the more it erodes youth. Among countless people chasing achievements, only a few dare to ask, if I didn't need goals, didn't need praise, would I still play, still create? If you are one of those few, leave the phrase, "I choose to play like a child" in the comments, as a gentle sign that you have opened the door for Puer Aeternus to awaken, to keep your soul forever fresh beyond time. Number 7. Living authentically, not binding your life to the persona, social mask. From childhood, we are taught to play roles. At school, to be the good student. At home, the dutiful child. As adults, the model employee, the agreeable colleague. In love, the ideal partner. Layer upon layer of roles, until many lose touch with their true selves. They live in constant strain, straining not to be criticized, straining to be praised, straining not to be abandoned. But think, if someone must strain daily, can their face remain bright? Fatigue seeps not only into the heart, but etches into every wrinkle, every look. By contrast, some dare to drop the mask. They no longer chase everyone's approval. They know when to say yes and when to say no. They don't try to prove they are talented, beautiful, or perfect. Strangely, precisely when they stop proving, their appearance grows youthful. Because every breath, every smile arises from true freedom. Jung stressed, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." When you are yourself, you no longer burn energy on masks. You save that vitality for life, for youth. Picture someone always wearing a mask, like an actor who never leaves the stage. The lights go off, yet they cannot remove the makeup. Over time, their real face blurs, leaving only fatigue. But when you dare to live authentically, without masks, the face naturally softens. The smile no longer forced, the eyes no longer anxious. That serenity is a youth no cosmetic can give. Living authentically does not mean selfishness, nor shirking responsibility. It means not losing yourself in roles. You can still fulfill duties as child, friend, colleague, but without letting them swallow your essence. You know who you are before any label. When the soul has room to breathe, the body remains youthful. Science shows those constantly straining to meet social expectations are more prone to chronic stress, insomnia, and early aging. Conversely, those who live authentically, express emotions, choose suitable environments, have better hormone balance, glowing skin, deeper sleep, all of which keep them youthful. I once heard a man describe his wife, now in her 60s. "She never tries to look younger, but I find her young because she never strains to please anyone. She lives true to herself, and that truth makes her beautiful." His words reminded me, youth doesn't come from chasing it, but from serenity in being yourself. So if you want to keep youth, ask, today, who am I living for? Am I wearing a mask just for praise, just to avoid blame? If yes, be brave enough to remove it, at least when alone. For in those authentic moments, you give your soul freedom. And that freedom is the secret to youth. Aging is unavoidable, but growing old is not inevitable. Oldness comes when the soul erodes under the burden of roles, under the fear of rejection. Youth comes when we dare to be ourselves, bright enough, dark enough, whole. When you no longer live in persona, you truly live in essence. And that essence, free, authentic, makes you look younger than any mask. So staying young is not a fight against wrinkles. but the journey of shedding masks. Each time you dare to be yourself, you grow a little younger. And when you look in the mirror, you will see not just a face, but a soul, smiling, youthful, free, timeless. True youth has never been merely about age or appearance. It is the light radiating from a soul that still feels, still plays, still loves, still dares to be authentic. When you nurture curiosity, embrace your shadow, live fully in the present, let emotions flow, harmonize inner energies, open creative joy, and shed social masks, you give yourself an invaluable gift, youth beyond time. Wrinkles may come with years, but serenity and inner aliveness are what make you radiant and ageless in others' eyes and in your own. If this video has sparked a new perspective on youth for you, share it with those you love. And don't forget to subscribe to continue walking with us through Carl Jung's profound insights, where each lesson doesn't just change your thoughts, but renews your soul.